we are kicking things off with major roster moves. The Baltimore Ravens have officially signed safety K'Von Wallace, bringing veteran depth to their secondary. This veteran has amassed over 1,500 snaps on defense and is competing for a depth safety role behind Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks, and Jalen Hawkins. We break down everything you need to know about this significant addition to the Ravens' defense.
Here's a simple way to protect your phone without stress. This ALAN 3-pack comes with tempered glass screen protectors, camera lens protectors, and an installation frame for an easier, cleaner fit. It's clear, case-friendly, and built to help guard against scratches and everyday bumps. Check the link in the comments to get it on Amazon.
Next up, we look at the offensive line and key personnel developments. Team insiders Ryan Mink and Garrett Downing sit down with guard John Simpson to discuss how he has grown as a player and his outlook on the offensive line, and the new O-line coach Dwayne Ledford. Plus, Ravens legend Todd Heap joins the conversation to give an insider scouting report on rookie wide receiver Jacoby Lane, coached at Red Mountain High School in Phoenix. The next big story involves the Ravens' draft strategy and key personnel updates. Team insiders Ryan Mink and Garrett Downing sit down with General Manager Eric DeCosta to review the Ravens' 2026 NFL Draft, including the conversation around Jacoby Lane and Matt Hibner, and what the team is looking for in the draft. We also dive into why the Ravens and Penn State guard Vega Ione make such a perfect match for the offensive line. And finally, we get into the heat on the defensive line. The Ravens' rookie scouting report reveals Zion Young brings serious violence to the D-line. This 22-year-old edge rusher projects as a dependable three-down defender with immense power and physicality, ready to disrupt the front featuring Trey Hendrickson and Mike Green. Don't miss this deep dive into Zion Young and all the other exciting news shaping the Ravens' season. Stay with us. The Baltimore Ravens have bolstered their defensive secondary by signing veteran safety K'Von Wallace, adding significant depth to a position that has proven vital to their unit. This move follows a strategic shift in the secondary depth chart over the past year. Last season, the Ravens lacked a clear third safety, necessitating a trade for Alohi Gilman to allow Kyle Hamilton a more versatile role closer to the line of scrimmage. In this offseason, the team addressed this need by adding former Patriot Jalen Hawkins to fill that third safety slot, with Wallace providing further reinforcement. The 28-year-old veteran brings extensive experience, having logged 74 games across his 6-year career with over 1,500 defensive snaps and more than 1,000 special teams snaps. In Baltimore, Wallace will compete for a depth safety role alongside Hamilton, Malachi Starks, and Hawkins. Wallace was originally selected by the Philadelphia Eagles in the 4th round in 2020. He saw limited playing time in his first 3 seasons with a tertiary role on defense and a key role on special teams. After being waived during final roster cuts in 2023, he found a new opportunity in Arizona, where he began 5 of the first 6 games of the season. His time in Arizona ended when the Cardinals released him after Budda Baker's return from injury, leading the Titans to claim him off waivers for a starting defensive role. Wallace's tenure in Seattle, signed during the 2024 offseason by Mike McDonald, provided him with familiarity with the defensive scheme, which shares many similarities with McDonald's system. His special teams background is viewed as a potential advantage in securing a spot on the 53-man roster. The move signals a clear effort by the Ravens to integrate veteran experience into their defensive structure. The Baltimore Ravens have bolstered their defensive depth by signing veteran safety K'Von Wallace, according to a recent team announcement. The move adds experience to a position that has become increasingly vital for the Ravens' defense in recent seasons. Last year, the Ravens faced a challenge in securing a clear third safety, leading them to trade for Alohi Gilman to allow Kyle Hamilton a more versatile role near the line of scrimmage. This offseason, the team addressed this need by adding former Patriot Jalen Hawkins to fill that third safety spot, with Wallace providing further depth. The 28-year-old veteran brings significant experience, having appeared in 74 games over his 6-year career with more than 1,500 defensive snaps and over 1,000 special teams snaps. In Baltimore, Wallace will compete for a depth safety role alongside Hamilton, Malachi Starks, and Hawkins. Wallace was originally selected by the Philadelphia Eagles in the 4th round in 2020. He saw limited playing time in his first 3 seasons, primarily in a tertiary defensive role and on special teams. After being waived by the Eagles in 2023, he found a new opportunity in Arizona, where he started 5 of the first 6 games of the season. His career trajectory saw him move from the Cardinals, who released him after Budda Baker's return, to the Titans, who claimed him off waivers for a starting role in their defense. During his tenure with the Titans, Wallace achieved career highs, logging 12 starts, 89 tackles, 6 passes defended, and his only interception to date. Wallace was signed by the Seattle Seahawks during the 2024 offseason, marking Mike Macdonald's first signing in Seattle. He appeared in 9 games before sustaining a season-ending ankle injury. Following that, he spent the 2025 season on the Texans' practice squad, featuring in 3 games and 1 start. Wallace's previous experience in Seattle provides him with familiarity regarding Jesse Minter's defensive scheme, which shares many similarities with Macdonald's system. Furthermore, his special teams background is seen as a potential advantage in his pursuit of a 53-man roster spot. Baltimore Ravens insiders Ryan Mink and Garrett Downing are hosting a packed lineup of team personnel and analysts for an in-depth look at the team's off-season moves, draft strategy, and future direction. The program kicks off with guard John Simpson, who re-signed with Baltimore, discussing his growth as a player and his perspective on the offensive line and new O-line coach Dwayne Ledford. The conversation continues with Ravens legend Todd Heap, providing an insider scouting report on rookie wide receiver Jacoby Lane, whom he coached at Red Mountain High School in Phoenix. Calais Campbell joins the discussion to detail what he will contribute in his 19th season and why the Ravens represent the team he wanted to return to. General Manager Eric DeCosta is also featured as the team insiders review the 2026 NFL Draft, analyzing key decisions like the selection of Jacoby Lane and Matt Hibner, the omission of a center, and the outlook for the AFC North. The focus then shifts to offensive line prospects, with discussions on the potential match between the Ravens and Penn State guard Vega Ione and his long-term projection. The team insiders present their predictions for all 11 picks in the 2026 NFL Draft. ESPN draft legend Mel Kiper Jr. joins Garrett Downing and Clifton Brown to evaluate Spencer Fano and identify other wide receiver fits for the Ravens. The segment also covers the Ravens' new Next Flight uniform collection, with team insiders discussing the story behind the design with Senior Vice President of Marketing Brad Downs. Ravens President Sashi Brown details the hiring process for a new head coach, stadium renovations, and organizational priorities. Defensive and offensive coaching perspectives are also highlighted as Ravens CB Chidobe Awuzie discusses his re-signing and future goals, while offensive coordinator Declan Doyle shares his vision for building an offense around Lamar Jackson. Special teams coordinator Anthony Levine discusses his transition from co-cap to coordinator and his contributions to the unit. Furthermore, insights are shared on personnel changes, including reported departures and additions, and evaluations of key players like Jesse Minter and Declan Doyle. The report concludes with discussions on specific player trajectories, including Tyler Huntley's decision to return to Baltimore, Jordan Stout's career path, and updates on Lamar Jackson's contract negotiations. Analysts from NFL Network, including Ben Solak and Charles Davis, provide expert evaluations on draft needs, potential wide receivers, and defensive prospects, focusing heavily on reinforcing the trenches and improving the offense. The Baltimore Ravens are eyeing Zion Young, the Missouri edge rusher and second-round pick, as a potential game-changer for their defensive line. In an in-depth scouting report, the analysis suggests Young brings a potent, physical element to a front that has struggled with consistent pressure last season. The Ravens ranked 28th in pass rush win rate, while allowing the second most passing yards in the league, with key edge rushers failing to reach significant sack or pressure milestones. Young is projected to be a dependable, three-down defender with alignment versatility, capable of disrupting both the run and pass game. Young's primary strengths lie in his sheer violence and physicality. Standing 6'6" with 33-inch arms, he maximizes his length to control blockers, demonstrating exceptional power in run situations by setting firm edges and overwhelming opponents with bull rushes. His motor runs consistently high, leading to impressive statistics, including a 9.3% run-stop rate and a 25% pass-rush win rate according to Pro Football Focus. He also possesses an effective swipe move for pass-rush opportunities. However, the report cautions that Young is not an elite athlete, lacking high-end burst or bend, which could limit his ability to consistently challenge tackles around the arc. His movement skills appear less natural in a two-point stance, suggesting potential limitations in his speed as a high-end speed rusher. Scheme-wise, Young is viewed as the perfect complement to the existing edge rotation, which features Trey Hendrickson and Mike Green. While Green and Hendrickson excel with speed and bend, Young introduces a necessary power element, utilizing bull rushes to collapse the pocket and compress the quarterback's platform. This interior push is expected to create favorable rush lanes for the faster rushers. Furthermore, Young strengthens the run defense by setting a firm edge, an area where the current front has shown less effectiveness. Intangibly, Young embodies a tough, old-school mentality. He projects as a relentless, high-energy presence who wears opponents down through sheer effort and physicality, injecting a competitive mindset into the locker room. Comparisons have been drawn to players like Jason Pierre-Paul and Jadeveon Clowney, highlighting his punishing play style and intense approach to the game.